What's going on? Welcome to K Sports Talk. Now, I had to cover this. FIVB Men's Volleyball World Championship ticket prices have gone down. And I'll tell you why, but let's first get into this article. So, yeah, they slashed 30% for these championships. So now ticket prices are now 30% off for the 2025 FIVB Volleyball Men's World Championships. So check out the schedule, where to buy. And of course, the two locations are at the Mall of Asia and Smart Araneta Coliseum. And of course, I've been both arenas. I've been to Mall of Asia for basketball and some volleyball matches. I have not seen a volleyball match at Smart Araneta Coliseum, but I've seen tons of basketball over there. So yeah, but they give a reason why they lower the prices, but I think it's just so bold. So of course, get ready for 2 weeks of intense volleyball action as Alas Filipinas host 31 of the world's best teams in the 2025 FIVB Volleyball Men's World Championship. So, yeah, this tournament is supposed to go from now, September 12th to the 28th, as they'll, of course, battle it out at Smart and Mall of Asia. So, here's the thing. This is what they came up with, but we were talking about just lowering the ticket prices and even at 30%. So this is what they came up with. The Philippine National Volleyball Federation announced Sunday the 14th that all ticket prices will be slashed by 30% as a birthday tribute to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So and the reason is not because it's his birthday. The reason is there's nobody going. And then I'm gonna show you what the prices of these games are. I mean, you have Mall of Asia right there, okay, and then you want to look, okay. I think this was the original prices, like 14,000 pesos, 13,800. So about 14,000 pesos is about maybe close to $280 to $300 for a match. See, and Mall of Asia. And yeah, and I say the reason they had this dropped is because look at the price slash. Even if it drops 30%, I think a lot of people will go to the Philippines match, the Alas Filipinas. They just won their match against, I think, Egypt, per se. But yeah, I think that match will be sold out. But look at how much, even if they slash it. So instead of paying almost like 280, you dropped it to barely under 200 to 150 for courtside, and then the Patreon Center, which is in the middle, you dropped it from 8,000 to 6,000. Yeah, the average fan is still going to be tight on money, especially in the Philippines. I mean, the elite ones that have money are going to get to go. But it's not like basketball 2 years ago with the World Cup, because I was here during the World Cup. And yeah, majority, like, people want to see majority of the players because of, NBA stars like Luka Doncic. But for volleyball, it's popular for the women's, but not as popular for the men's. And the average Filipino is going to have a hard time. Now, look at general admission. So this is where you fight for your seat. So 500 pesos is $10. So they dropped it to 350, which is $7, but it's still going to be tough to fill these arenas, because the arenas at a lot of these places, like Team USA Portugal, they're having 30%. Team USA is not selling out. And I'll tell you, Team USA is a huge draw here in the Philippines, but they are not selling out at all. And of course, I think the first match for the Philippines had maybe close to 9 to 10,000. It's 12,000 at Mall of Asia. So, there's a lot of those matches just not selling out. Even like whoever is up, Brazil, just not selling out. And and I would just probably buy maybe I could afford like 2,400, or I could sit in a lower box, or I'll just buy it high up, and they'll just tell me, hey, go down to level 200. Because even during the World Cup, and when it was like two teams that nobody really cared about, they said, hey, go down to level 200, and I sat or level 100, and I sat in the like near the bottom, and then sometimes I went to the front row because those two basketball teams were just not as popular as the ones like Slovenia with Luka Doncic, and Germany, and Serbia. So so they're really doing this because they need butts in the seats. They need to fill these seats, and Smart Araneta Coliseum and the Mall of Asia, they are very expensive venues for the games compared to basketball. The UAAP, it's like what, $250 for the front row, maybe $500 for the Patreon. So they know the ticketing locally how it works. So but this is not the doing of the Philippines. It's doing FIVB selling these ticket prices at enormous prices. And same thing with the World Cup 2 years ago. They were like enormous, but people actually there was a lot of people from different countries that were there to watch the World Cup of basketball, because Philippines is it's renowned for basketball. So basketball was fine. It was perfect. But for volleyball, men's volleyball, it's a little tough ticket to sell. And I love volleyball because I've been involved in it. But I don't think I would even pay these high prices at all. So we'll have to see how this 30% slash, because this is only for group stage. So when the playoff starts, it's going to be back to like no seeding till maybe the semifinals or the championship game. But that's going to be a push. So I'm just going to keep an eye and see how these prices are going to go and see how this tournament ends. All right, so if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special, help the king out, hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video.